welcome to Raising Vibrations. This is Simon, and today we're doing subscriber chart readings, and this is episode 3. So just a quick heads up to everybody that's watching for this for the first time, or you're interested in sharing with me your charts. I am working through them systematically. I get information from different channels in terms of people send me their details through email, and then on the actual YouTube itself. And also sometimes you guys send me information through the private messages. Now, what I've done is I've basically started with my emails, because I have to kind of do this in a Virgo kind of way. I started with my emails, I'm going up the list, and then I'm going to go to the private messages and then go up the list there in terms of subscriber charts. Okay, so be patient with me, but at the same time enjoy the thing that I'm doing at this stage, because there's a part of me that feels like this is a really great way for everybody to see the potential that you hold within yourself, and that when you use astrology, whatever it might be, that it operates as an opportunity to reflect inside who you are, and that it gives you more security and empowerment to actually make choices in your life that are in accordance with your soul. Okay, so thanks very much for everybody that is actually really interested in this, and I'm excited to do this type of thing. So without ado, let's just get straight into it. So the first thing that I want to look at over here with regards to this astrology chart is for somebody that's born in the 15th of January, 1999. And your sun sign is Capricorn, and your Sol is your ascendant. There's a lot of information about this chart that is showing us that the planets are reflecting this part of the hemispheres. So to me, it's a culmination and a new beginning experience. So already you know that you've got to be in a space within yourself of creating deconditioning, and then from that deconditioning, starting to attract new experiences, new situations in your life that will eventually, over a period of time, start to become the new reality in which you choose to experience your life as. Okay, just in terms of the display of the chart. So Pluto being in the 11th house of the astrological chart is already showing me 3 things. Okay, 1, there's a deep need for you to honor your own individuality. Now, part of this process is wounding around not feeling like you're able to be accepted in the group. And also, secondly, by not being accepted in the group, do you then detach from any group dynamics, being very observant and not allowing anybody to know who you are? So with Pluto in the 11th house, you're trying to understand yourself in relationship to group dynamics, but at the same time also learning how to not lose yourself in groups. So it's very important to not detach all the time and just keep yourself quiet. Okay, you will also learn to recognize that as you do this, more and more of your sense of identity will become apparent to you, i.e. people will either turn to you and say to you, you're outdated, we're not doing these things anymore. You will feel outdated with regards to friends, so don't sort of like hold on to friends and group dynamics that are outdated. I would highly recommend that you move into your life going at the flow, even if it means having to let go of people that you might not necessarily feel you want to let go of. But if you're going to reject yourself and your desires for what the group wants, then you're not doing your Pluto polarity point. Okay, so it's really important to pay attention to that, and you'll learn this story out throughout your life. As you can see, there's actually a big T-square with Mars, the Sun, and Saturn. Mars opposed Saturn, and then of course with Pluto, the Sun in the 12th house. So this is a big deal for you, because you've got to recognize that this is a lifetime of dealing with heavy patriarchal conditioning. So there's a lot of experiences within yourself of feeling hopeless in certain situations and circumstances. But there's also an element to yourself where you're really inspired to follow your dreams, and you're really dedicated to do that process. So your need here, in my opinion, is to find balance regarding what is your identity and what your dreams are, and not being too overconfident in your capacity to define yourself in the social sphere, and then feel blocked when Capricorn comes along and says, hey, by the way, it wasn't about the outcome, it was about the journey. Okay, because Capricorn will ask you to be more in touch with your feelings regarding self-growth and self-determination versus the outcome. Okay, there's also a lot of patriarchal conditioning around you validating yourself in the world, and especially with Uranus Neptune conjunction in Aquarius, there's a lot of needing for your sense of uniqueness to be accepted, but you've got to do that within yourself first. South Node conjunct Venus in the first house Aquarius, coming from unique situations and circumstances. So this is about you directing yourself in relationships. This is about you directing yourself in the world where your soul is feeling like its individuality can be seen and heard without much conflict. Okay. So remember, your definitions, not other people's. All right. Okay. And so the second chart that we've got here is for somebody that's born on the 26th of February, 1982. And so again, another Mars in Libra chart with Saturn now conjunct Mars here. You've got Pluto in the 11th house. And so again, this is the story of somebody that is learning how to identify themselves in the group. Now, already with the story, you come with Pluto at 26 degrees Libra. So you're learning how to find what type of groups you belong to through trying out different types of social spheres. But what has happened in prior life dynamics is that you've become overly identified with the ideas about what groups are, that you've lost touch with what your own decision making is about. Saturn retrograde, Mars retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Jupiter retrograde. So there's this kind of backline consciousness within yourself of abandonment regarding your own philosophies. Uranus in the 12th house Pisces, Neptune in Sagittarius as well. Pardon me, Uranus in Sag in the 12th, Neptune in the 12th, and your rising sign is Sag. And then that is all connected to Jupiter in Scorpio. And so that is reminding me and showing me that there's this kind of consciousness that you carry within yourself of deep abandonments regarding what you naturally are. And so the squares to the nodal axis here, with the North Node being in the 8th house Cancer, is asking you that in this lifetime, that there's three things actually. First, you have to resolve the inner relationship to yourself, okay? i.e., that the South Node is the integration of the skip steps. So in this lifetime, you're needing to integrate within to yourself your own sense of value, your own importance, who you are firstly. And then once you do that and you start honoring your sense of individuality and your sense of own authorship within yourself, and recognize that this is a lifetime where you're not wanting to listen to other people essentially, but be the rebel. When you can do that, then what you can then successfully do is heal the past, heal the conditioning patterns that have traumatized you, that have created the type of psychology of, if I'm entrapped, then I'm going to have to just detach from it. Sun in Pisces in the 3rd house, and not actually be able to be present within this lifetime. So it's very essential for you here to first pay attention to your inner relationship to yourself and ask yourself where you're being maybe too hard on yourself, where you've grown up too fast, and then to be able to become a lot more softer on your ideas and dreams and aspirations, and also then evolve through the archetype of the ability to be nurturing and your capacity to feel soft and secure, like to be vulnerable, to be okay being yourself and not allowing other people to step you in situations and circumstances, okay? But to be your own boss, essentially. All right? Okay, fantastic, guys. Thanks very much for allowing me to do this. I hope you really enjoyed this. And until the next time, take care. Bye-bye.